Okay, so when you want to do manual focusing, hyperfocal and zone focusing, pretty much kind of the same thing, just a little bit different. What it really, all it is depth of field. Whatever's in that depth of field, from here to there, will get in focus. These marks here, you'll see them on all your lenses, manual lenses. That's what you use for this zone focusing and hyperfocal. The way to figure out the hyperfocal distance, set an aperture that you want. So for instance, I want to set it to f11. All right, I'm at f11. I want to take the shot, and then what I do with the focusing ring, set the infinity to the f11. So your aperture is at f11. You put your infinity symbol at f11 there, and then on the other side there's another f11 over here. So what that's saying is then, if you look at your focus distance, this is in feet by the way, it's going to say 7.9, roughly 8. From 8 feet to infinity will be in focus. Zone focusing is kind of similar. So what you do with zone focusing, you measure, you got to kind of figure out how far away what you want to focus to. So you want to focus on something over in the distance. So something over there is 10 feet away and you want to focus on it. So what you do, you put it on 10 feet, the center, the little center thing, and whatever's 10 feet away will be in focus. But to know what's going to be in focus in front of that 10 feet and behind that 10 feet, it all depends on the aperture, obviously, because depth of field. Aperture controls the depth of field. So in this instance, I'm at f11. I'm focusing on something at 10 foot away, but also anything that's 6 feet to 35 feet will be in focus as well. And what they call that is like a zone. So between that zone of feet will be in focus at f11. Now if I go to f8, same thing, f8 now, it's only 20 feet and 7 feet will be in focus. The 10 feet will be right on, and then you'll have, the extra bit beyond it and the extra bit before it. That's zone focusing. Another way that I found out you can also do it is by using the aperture as the hyperfocal distance. So for instance, if I move that 10 feet away subject and I move that to f8, I move the 10 feet focusing to the f8 because I'm on f8. Once again then, so anything from like say 5 and a bit feet to 10 feet will be in focus. Now with new lenses, some of them have them, like the 17mm 1.8 Olympus lens also has it, because it's got that manual clutch for manual focus. When you put it on manual focus, it reveals, that focusing distance. Same thing, I've got this nifty 50 from Olympus, the 1.4. So I've got it here. I've set the aperture to f8, and then here I put the infinity at f8. So that's then saying that everything from 5 meters to infinity will be in focus. And then the other way, I want to focus on something 5 meters away. I'm at f8 up here. So everything from 3 meters to 10 meters will be in the focus zone. So yeah, that's same calamari, different smell. And also, like you see, some lenses, you see that like it goes up. This one's not a zoom lens, but some of the zoom lenses, when you focus, it moves up and down. And then here, they go out like that, like a trumpet. I've seen that. So, I don't know. Now, you might be asking, Jerry, what the hell's all this about? Well, some people use it for zone focusing. So when they're, like, I think street photographers use it. And what street photographers might do is they go, all right, that's 2 feet, that's another 2 feet. So 6 feet away is roughly where I'm going to photograph these people. And because they're manually focusing, you can't do it quick enough. So they just get that depth of field figured out using this thingamajig here rule, the hyperfocal calamari rule, and then they know that that's when people walk into that, you know, that zone. It's like the cone of the zone of the depth of field in that little area. They're walking into that radar area, and bang, they can take a photo and be kind of rest assured that that's going to be in focus. Now, whether I'm going to use it, probably not. I mean, it's probably handy and you need to know it. Like, it's good to know for photography anyway. There is one rule which you don't have to worry about looking at all these. Hey, Jerry. So there's another rule that you can use without worrying about all that mathematics there, is the double rule. So pick a subject that you want to focus on at the front of the screen, which is 10 meters away, but don't focus on that. Double that, which is 20 meters, and focus on the object that's 20 meters away. And then you'll get the 10-meter thing in focus and everything in beyond. And that's the double rule. The best thing to do, Jerry, is just to autofocus. But yeah, that's what this hyperfocal, it's something that, you know, you should learn as in photography, I guess, because that's, you know, an integral part of photography, and, you know, you should know it really. Not that whether I use it or not. Jerry, you see my Kodak? Look at that. I bought a Kodak Retinetta 1A. How cool is this? From the 60s or the, God knows, 50s, I think. So I'll probably end up taking that out. That's why I'm trying to learn this hyperfocal crap, because there's no focus. You can't tell, there's no focus here. It's just got a little window here, and you don't know if shit's in focus or not. So you've got to use this hyperfocal distance thing here. When you turn that, you don't know. That's just to frame it up. So there's no focus. You don't know if shit's in focus or not. I mean, normally you would just set it to infinity and take, but if you want to take closer shots, you've got to learn this hyper zone, you know, calamari thing. So yeah, you do need to learn it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.
Isn't this top security? Well, shouldn't we activate the cone of silence?
The cone of silence?
Yes.
All right, Max. Hodgkins,
Yes, sir.
activate the cone of silence.
The cone of silence?
How much do you know about chaos?
What did you say, sir?